I know we talked about even these funny little lights, fixtures up above. I don't know.
Well,
what are those?
Those are kind of cool.
Actually, they
Look
are cool.
space age.
Yeah, they do
little
look space age.
saucers.
They are Art Deco, and I actually, the more I look at them, the more I like them. But I would have to date them to really find out, how to utilize them. And it's if you're going to end up using parts of Barhydt, then you would probably want something that's recognizable. And a lot of times people don't really notice them, even though they're cool.
Well, I could see where they would maybe be nice in a meeting room.
Mm-hmm.
The old fixtures, ceiling fixtures at the high school in the auditorium, the ones in the main auditorium have been covered up by the new lowered ceiling, but there's still some of the recessed fixtures under the balcony, and they're very similar to that. So my guess is that those are from the 30s or maybe the 40s, but that's just a guess. I mean, who knows? Because they certainly don't look like 1912, 5, whatever, 8, whatever year this was built. I can never remember.
And even we'll walk up here and we'll take a quick.
I haven't looked at the windows for this program.
Yeah, let's
This is
take a quick break for our cameraman. I think his hands are getting tired. We've talked about preserving this piece, but it's awfully big.
It's big, but we have some big spaces in the proposed design, and if not utilizing this window in the actual performance space, which would be a little difficult, we could probably do it in some of the other large spaces like the convention space and things like that. But one thing that was mentioned before that I'd have to add is this is probably not going to be something that will be used on an exterior surface because of replicating the window and keeping the elements out and the integrity of the window. We might end up just using it on it as an interior piece, maybe backlit, or maybe something that would be in the lobby that we could that people could walk around and relate to. But it's large, but we have some large spaces, and it's just a matter of getting it in there and making it look like it belongs in there.
And it might be nice, like you say, as a partition, if it was lit from both sides, you'd get double duty from it, which would be good.
Sure.
I was mentioning off camera earlier that even as a little kid, when I first was in here, I thought, boy, these windows do not match. The brilliant red in Christ's robe in the other window, and something about the fineness of detail in the faces is sort of a jarring element when compared with the more subtle coloration of the angels over here on this side. So just for the record, I've never felt like these two worked very well as a pair. Individually, they're beautiful. And I always, as a kid, preferred the rich young ruler window, but I think as an adult I like this one better now. So
I favor this one also, and for some reason the red on the right, the big dark piece, bothers me.
Oh, the velvet curtain, yeah. And that probably has some symbolic meaning. Now we're talking about a window off camera here, but
and I think our camera is turning around to that window and
looking down the nave as we speak.
Right. And we're lucky because the window that we like is in better shape than this one. As Richard pans the camera around and looks at it, there are some very bad spots.
As you can see, in some of the spots, there's significant light peeking through our window, and it's probably because it has that southern exposure, but the result is a window that is in much worse shape than the Angel's window that we were looking at earlier, and would probably take quite a bit more work to end up reusing it.
Right, it lets a lot of cold air in here, which I'm sure is another problem in heating this, especially this winter, the high heat bills.
And like we've mentioned in the other tape, when we looked at the windows, the came is sagging in places. I mean, the whole structure of the window is shifted because of the shift in the structure of the foundation of the building. So that's going to create a more delicate situation as far as removing the window and restoring it in the first place.
Some of our people with the Civic Center have talked with Ron Bovard on removing this, and I believe it was said that the smaller windows on the sides could be taken out in as little as 10 minutes, but these big ones are going to, I'm sure, have problems taking them out without breaking, and the pieces will be used from one to repair others. And we're lucky that we have Ron Bovard in Fairfield, who's an expert in redoing old church windows.
And they're both beautiful windows. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, they're both very attractive, but as a pair, I just think they don't quite match. Maybe that's what Millard Roberts didn't like. It's hard to say.
Right.
You know how sensitive he was.
Right.